Introducing the all-new Corolla.
Republican Party of Guam member Joe Duenas says that Friday's Lincoln dinner was a success.
Well, it went beyond expectation. The committee planned for about 500 people. What we got was well over 700 people, and so it was a complete success. One of the things that was very surprising is we got a lot of grassroots Democrats, a lot of grassroots independents, and a lot of grassroots Republicans who attended the event. And from my experience attending Lincoln dinners for the last decade, that's unusual, so all are welcome, so it was a complete success.
Duenas believes they have a strong Republican senatorial team comprised of some new faces and some new candidates. The party is also inviting some former senators and candidates to run for office again. Former Senator Jimmy Eswaldon, for example, is being asked to run, and although he hasn't officially made his intentions known, the Republican Party is hoping that he will run for senator. And then there are new names of people who haven't run for office before but have been involved in politics or government. For example, Will Castro.
Will Castro, a very exciting candidate. He comes from Democratic roots. He's worked for many Democratic senators, to include Angel Santos, Speaker Juan Pat. Very exciting gentleman.
Duenas says Castro has not officially announced that he'll be running as a Republican. However, the Republican Party says Castro has expressed interest in running on their side of the ballot, and they hope he will. And then there's former Port GM Mary Torres.
All indications to the party is that Mary Torres will be running for office.
And another former Port GM, Glenn Leon Guerrero.
Glenn's a very strong candidate and who too has expressed a strong desire to run for office.
Also, Duenas says that Guam EPA Administrator Eric Palacios has expressed an interest in running as a new candidate. Then there are names that are seemingly completely new to politics. For example, Valentino Perez.
Valentino Perez comes from a family of public servants. He is an engineer, an engineering degree, and he has an MBA degree. He's worked for the financial industry for Fortune 100 companies. He represents fiscal responsibility, and he has indicated that he has a desire to run.
A candidate named Felix Benavente has expressed interest as well, but Duenas says he just recently joined the Republican Party a couple of weeks ago. And there are candidates who have run for office before but haven't quite made the cut, like Vic Gaza.
Not a new name, but has come very close in the past before. And as we've seen from some of the incumbents, whether it's Democrat or Republican, you run a few times and you eventually make the push. And Vic's one of those candidates, I think, that will eventually make it into the legislature.
DYA Director Adonis Mendiola, Roland Blas, and Michelle Taitano have all run for office before as well, and Duenas hopes they will run again on the Republican ticket. The Republican Party is hoping that Frank Blas Jr. and former Governor Felix Camacho will run for Guam's delegate seat in Washington. Neither have officially announced anything. Frank Blas Jr. was in attendance at the Lincoln dinner. However, former Governor Felix Camacho was not. Again, it should be noted that none of the candidates mentioned have officially filed their candidacy with the Guam Election Commission yet.
Filing, we only begin to accept candidate packets, the filing of candidate packets on April 22nd, 130 days out before the primary election. Unfortunately for the Guam Election Commission, April 22nd is also the deadline for financial disclosure statements. Candidates have to file their deadline to file if they're really running for an office that will be on the primary election ballot. Their deadline is July 1st. So only on July 1st will we know who officially filed all of